Get in, loser. We're going podcasting.
Rock on. You can unlock the door first.
Maybe.
Warning. Pregnant women, the elderly, and children under 16 should avoid prolonged exposure to Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler may suddenly accelerate to dangerous speeds. Dirt Diggler has high gluten content and is not kosher, halal, or vegan safe. Do not ingest Dirt Diggler, as Dirt Diggler is for external use only. Discontinue listening to Dirt Diggler if any of the following occurs: itching, vertigo, dizziness, discoloration of urine, tingling in extremities, loss of balance or coordination, slurred speech, temporary blindness, profuse sweating, heart palpitations, increased use of profanity. If listening to Dirt Diggler gives you an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome. Listening to Dirt Diggler may lead to unplanned pregnancies. If Dirt Diggler begins to smoke, get away immediately. Seek shelter and cover head. Dirt Diggler may stick to certain types of skin. When not in use, Dirt Diggler should be returned to a special container and kept under refrigeration. The ingredients of Dirt Diggler include, but are not limited to, a glowing substance which fell to the earth, presumably from outer space, and bad memories. Do not taunt Dirt Diggler. Dirt Diggler does not come with a lifetime guarantee. Dirt Diggler. Enjoy the show.
Extra heat.
All right, what's going on, everyone? It is the Dirt Diggler, the dirtiest Diggler it's ever.
That's
Diggler,
right,
the dirtiest
bitches.
Diggler.
Right, bitches.
And of course, in the studio, I have with me,
Kenny the Dork, who is unapologetic New England and stumbling over his words.
indeed, and on the line, as always, I have.
Gianni, the KC chick with LA branches.
There we go. All right. Hey, so, look, wow, crazy week leading up to this show. Crazy week. We got a lot of material we're going to try to burn through and cover. I don't know, for some of y'all actually kind of do live in caves and shit and don't really have access to all the things, but you can listen to the show, which is somehow amazing. So we're going to rehash everything for you. So on today's schedule, we have week 3 of NBA action for the Sixers, Lakers, and Celtics. Game 7 of the World Series was played, and it's been decided, ladies and gentlemen. The baseball champions.
We did not deserve a World Series
we
that
did
good.
not deserve a World Series this
It
fucking
was
good.
so good.
All right.
I made
I'm a
baseball
baseball
fans
fan
out of
now.
you two.
Hey,
You
listen.
got to be doing something good there.
Hey, yeah, because baseball is pretty fucking boring.
Yeah.
The Best Fro Finals, we have our champion, and we shall name the champion in today's show. The NFL Trade Deadline Madness.
Wow.
The Deshaun Watson knee injury.
Poor guy.
The Kaepernick grievance and where that's going. The Ezekiel Elliott suspension saga. Marshawn Lynch's Facebook show, which I've alluded to a couple times.
Great stuff there.
Papa John's handing himself his own ass, as he's been kind of doing as of late. Like, he's been kind of fucking himself up, so I'm all for that. Week 8 recaps and reactions. Week 9 uneducated predictions. Our shitty beer of the week, followed by our hot take of the week. Now, before we continue, our hot takes have not been as hot takey as they could be because they're coming true. We got called out. Like, Eric Chevy Chavez called us out. He goes, ultra clairvoyance is the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm like, yo, we're trying.
Hey, I had a pretty shitty one last week.
You did. I did too. But the week prior, like,
We were nailing it.
We've been nailing these things, and it's not. So that's the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, we're supposed to be pretty ridiculous, and we're not being ridiculous.
Maybe that's just how we are. Maybe we can't even in our best efforts fuck it up.
I mean,
as well as the
I
pros
just,
can.
because like after this,
I don't know. Well,
World
I mean,
Series,
look.
Go for it.
Yeah.
No, all the black people didn't leave ESPN yet, so I mean that was pretty shitty.
I actually want that to happen, though.
Yeah.
I really want that.
I want to see what Fox does. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
We got too many of them. What do we do now?
Yeah, all the black folks from ESPN, plus Shannon Sharp, a couple packs of Black and Milds, and 2 or 3 fits of Hennessy. I want to see where that goes.
I do too.
I wanna
And
see
Frankie
that
Beverly coming from the speakers. Frankie Beverly and Mays coming
and
from
some
the
ribs
speakers.
on the grill.
That's-
Ribs so good to make you smack your mama.
Indeed. I want to see that. Like, I would watch that shit every fucking week. Religiously. I'd be like, everybody shut up. The show's on. All right, so let's get into the actual show. So we're 3 weeks into the NBA season, and things have happened. There have been some pretty catastrophic injuries. There's been some lineup changes. There's been a lot of things that have happened in a very short time. So we're going to start off with Gianni talking about her Lakers. So you had some, there was some comparisons being made between young Kobe and young Lonzo Ball. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, so the Lakers are 4-5, which is sort of a mixed bag, which is kind of what we expected. They're young. They got a young coach. It's not like Phil Jackson is on the sideline. Like, everybody is young, and they're all trying to figure it out. And so there was this big thing made the other day because Lonzo Ball didn't score any points. I'm like, this kid is like 20. Like, Kobe's numbers, I think Kobe averaged like 3 points for the first half of the season when he in '96.
Yeah, he didn't really come into his own his second year.
Exactly. So it's just like, if Facebook and social media had been around at that time, it's like they would have been calling him the biggest bust, that there was. And it's like, we know that Lonzo Ball is getting all the pushback from his dad, which I kind of wish he would tell him to fuck off for a second and just let him just, breathe for a second. But, I mean, to be fair, his dad has gotten him there. He's helped him develop his talent, but So, at any rate, I think it's just really just like watching these young kids just sort of figure it out and figuring out, which players are going to gel and which ones are not.
That's fair. I mean, the thing about it is Kobe came in, and honestly, I remember this. There was some buzz around Kobe, but not like there was around LeBron. Like, Kobe came in, and no one anticipated him becoming what he was.
They saw him being a serviceable mid-tier star.
Well, remember, he came straight out of high school. His issue was he didn't have the test scores to get into college. Right. And his daddy, Jelly Bean Bryant, had played, and that's all anyone really knew about him. They knew that he spoke several languages. They knew that he had spent time in Europe and all these things, but no one really knew anything about his game. So he comes on, and he had to grow. He wasn't an instant superstar, no. He actually had to work his ass off. I remember him airballing game winners. I remember that Kobe.
I remember Laker fans wanting the trade back where they get Divac back from the Hornets.
Yeah, I remember them not liking Kobe, and then I remember Kobe just becoming this monster.
Yeah, and then his second season he's an all-star, and all of a sudden he starts getting the crowd behind him.
Yeah, he was an all-star, but he still wasn't reliable yet. He didn't become, he had to remember he's still younger than most of the players. Yeah, at the time
he was 17 when he signed. Like, he couldn't even sign the contract by himself.
He wasn't like LeBron came out of high school and he was fucking huge. Yeah, he was a big guy. He's a big guy.
Kobe was still growing.
Kobe was still growing. So I don't think it's fair to look at 10 games and actually judge a rookie at all. Like, you got to give him a few
problem
seasons.
is that LeVar Ball has generated such heat for his son that people out there want to see him fail because it gets back at his dad.
Yes and no. Yes and no. We do live in the age of instant takes. Yeah. Facebook, YouTube, everything you can reach out and get your opinion or someone else's opinion within a matter of seconds.
Yeah, everything's declared the greatest thing ever or the worst thing ever within seconds.
Within seconds, right? People are passing judgment immediately, and that's what that's what sells. That's why we do our shitty hot take, is to make fun of that whole dynamic. That you got to have some outlandish take to make a statement. You can't be moderate, or you can't do wait and see, because then nobody wants to fucking see you actually wait and weigh someone's full. Let them develop a body of work to judge them. That shit's laughed at now. Yeah. So look, Lonzo's not helping. Not Lonzo, but LeVar's not helping Lonzo at all. But it's.
Lonzo seems to be making the necessary steps.
Lonzo's going to have up and down games. I said this last week. Even the great ones had shitty games.
Still do.
It's going to take him at least a season or two before we see what he's actually going to be. Yeah. And part of that's going to be the work ethic that he's willing to put in. The reason that we had Michael and Kobe and LeBron and all these great dudes is because they were the first to get to practice and the last to leave. Mm-hmm. And, Kobe was, up until his last year, was in the gym from 5 to 8. By the time the rest of his teammates got there, he already had a full workout in. And that's why he was great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like in the NFL, you typically give a player 3 years before you tag him with the bus label. Right? Yeah. Philadelphia hated Brandon Graham for years for simply not being Earl Thomas. Yeah. Right? Then he had his knee injuries. Then you look at all the different schemes he was forced to play in, transition from a true 3-4 defensive end to a 4-3. Transfer from a true 4-3 defensive end to a 3-4 outside linebacker, and then back. And he's just now, 7 years in, able to be as prolific as he should be as a first rounder. But they want to hit him with the bus label so bad. And it's like, why? Yeah. Why you want to hit this guy with a bust label? Like, he's not fucking Ryan Leaf. This guy is putting in the work. He's not a bust. Yeah. A bust is someone typically who fucking quits on you. Ryan Leaf was a bust. Jamarcus Russell was a bust.
Johnny Manziel
Was a bust in football.
And they were all lazy as shit. All lazy as shit.
Bad characters. Yep. I don't see Lonzo Ball having a bad character. I don't see him lacking the will or drive to improve. I think he's going to become something of note in the next few years. I just think it's going to take a few years.
Exactly.
So I feel you on that, Gianni. I'm with you. He's comparing him to young Kobe, I guess, is a lesson in literally wait and see, because young Kobe obviously became something great.
Right.
And Lonzo can do the same thing. I'm not saying he will, but he definitely can.
Yeah, we don't know, but I think that he deserves a shot to be able to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's see what they do in the next coming years in the draft around him and what he develops into. And I think it'll be interesting in LA.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
All right, so you have anything else in the Lakers? Gianni?
Yes, that's it.
Oh,
that's what I got.
Let's move on to the Celtics.
Yeah. So it's not always going to be pretty with this team. We're learning that as we go. Last night, they came back from 18 down against the Oklahoma City Thunder on the road and won by 7.
Nice.
Kyrie and Al Horford carrying the load for the C's, who are on a 7-game win streak and currently own, in this young season, the NBA's best record.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's working so far. I'm not exactly as enthusiastic as I was on opening night, but also not as down as I was 5 minutes into opening night. So it's looking like the Celtics will be decent. And then not only that, but during this win streak, they've also beaten the Spurs, and that was impressive to me.
Yeah, the Spurs.
That is.
They're impressive this year. Golden State has lost a few games, so it's Cleveland. Yeah. It's been very interesting as far as the records have been concerned.
I mean, it's early yet though, so you always see those weird, figuring out kind of losses.
Are the Cavaliers done? Are the Warriors done? No, they're not.
They're not.
Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down.
Not with 72 games left. Are you serious?
Like, bleep.
We live in the age of the hot take. Like, if anything you say has got to be extreme.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, and Brad Stevens is still doing his great coaching job of wringing blood out of a diamond. That guy is a seriously underrated coach. He's probably, I'm going to say it right now, he's probably the next Popovich.
You think so?
I think, as soon as he finally gets this team to where, he wants it to be, he's going to be winning titles on the reg.
Part of the greatness of...
How old is Brad Stevens?
He's in his early 40s. Early 40s, like late 30s,
so
early 40s.
He's a baby,
yeah, he's a baby in NBA coach terms.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Yeah. And he's done a lot more with a lot less. And this time he's got a stock cupboard and he's ready to go. So I'm excited.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And Kyrie is playing well. Kyrie looks very, very good. I think he's sort of taken on this leadership role very nicely.
He is.
Yeah, exactly. Even for a flat earther, he's doing well.
He is still a flat earther.
He still is. Damn it.
He said he was trolling.
I didn't say anything about his science ability.
Yeah, it's not. From someone who's from Australia, his whole concept is weird.
Yeah.
But fuck it.
It's down under.
I heard the flat earthers have members all around the globe.
They sure do. The globe. All
right.
Jesus Christ. You and your dad jokes
He'll
get
be here
worse
all
every
week.
Listen, my dad jokes are the stuff of legend.
Yeah, I'll ask your daughters about that. I'm pretty sure they'll agree.
I don't know. I've had a couple good ones on Facebook.
I know you did. This corn,
this maze is so fucking corny, and it was a corn maze.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a.
This cornfield has you amazed.
Amazed. Yes.
Dork's got jokes too.
Skin bleaching cream really gets under my skin.
Yeah. Let's hear about those Sixers.
Yeah. So Sixers are currently 5-4, and they're
above 500.
They are above 500, sitting dead center of the Atlantic Division.
2 games back of the Celtics.
Yeah. 2 games back. It's so Markelle Fultz, the first round draft pick from this draft, has like bad shoulders apparently.
Yeah.
Scapular imbalance. So it's not an injury, so to speak. That's something structurally wrong with the bone or anything. But his muscles are jacked for right now.
Yeah.
Lifting his arms over his head is probably insanely painful, and that has reflected itself in his shooting style. Like his reinvention of his free throw and everything that we heard about That's to do with that injury.
Huh.
So they finally shut him down, and he's, being allowed to.
This explains a lot of why the Celtics traded the number 1 pick to the Sixers and went
it's
gun
not
shy
just that.
on him.
He didn't have that issue initially. It happened, I want to say, after college.
Yeah.
Preseason time.
Oh, wow.
So this is relatively new. Now, it's treatable, so hopefully he can get straightened out and get his arms taken care of, because your arms are kind of a big fucking deal in basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they sat him, right? They shelved him. They're going to let him rehab. And as a result, the Sixers are winning games. Between Simmons, who's fucking magical, and Embiid, they are balling out in Philly
The
right now.
process is working.
The Embiid himself is the process. Just trust me. I am the process.
Yeah, he was saying that at the World Series this past weekend.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's a funny dude. But Ben Simmons, all 6'11" of them, 6'10" of them.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's 6'9", the same way Durant is 6'8".
All right.
Yeah, he's a 7-footer with the shoes
He's a
on.
big guy.
He's a 7-footer. The difference is between him and Durant is that Durant, while an excellent scorer, cannot handle the ball as well as Ben Simmons. He cannot handle the ball as well, and he's not as fast. Simmons is incredibly fast and agile to be that guy.
He's like a point forward.
He's a point forward. He's huge. And I was waiting to see how he performed at this level, and it's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive. So, Sixers fans out there, you have a reason to be excited. You had a reason to be excited about this season. Maintain that excitement. This is going to be a very entertaining team as it grows in the coming years. Hopefully, they get a solid, great coach in there that can mold these.
I think they already have one. Brett Brown's pretty good.
We got to see what he does with the talent he gets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And then you get some veteran leadership to study the young kids in the locker room. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're missing. They need some older dudes that have been there for a minute.
Well, yeah. Now that they're going to start winning again, I think that the free agents, veteran free agents, will start giving Philly more of a look.
Dude, they're over 500. I didn't expect that.
I know. I mean, seriously, I said that with actual shock, not mock shock.
No, I'm tracking. Look. The only people who expected the team to do fairly well were to play themselves.
And hey, sometimes that's all it takes.
Hey, if you believe, I believe. Fuck it. Look,
they trust the process.
I trust the process. They could be jockeying for a playoff spot this year. I could be wrong.
I think they might give the 8 seed a run, given what I've seen so far.
I think they could.
Yeah,
I think they definitely
We'll see
could.
what happens
Yeah.
if Fultz can get healthy and get back, and how he impacts the game with spacing, because then you'll have 2 competent guards on the floor. They also have Okafor they got to deal with. Jaleel Okafor, who's odd man out when it comes to Embiid. They've already gotten rid of Noel Nerlens last year. But right now, Embiid, if he stays healthy, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. That guy's an amazingly agile big man.
Yes, he is.
Who can shoot from range. He's a mixed bag.
Oh, he was fun to watch in college.
He's a fun dude. All right. Yeah, so go Sixers.
And then, fun stuff.
Good stuff. Baseball. Listen.
Wow.
Yes, let's talk. Kenny,
oh, my gosh.
Gianni.
I'm a baseball fan, I think.
Look.
I know, right? Shocking.
Houston wins it in 7.
Houston. So I was off on the Dodgers, but that was by the way, did you know that is the first Game 7 in Dodger Stadium history?
Really?
60 years.
Did not know that.
I didn't know that until Game 6 ended. I was watching Game 6 at the end, and they said this will be the first Game 7 in Dodger Stadium history.
And they lose at home against.
Yeah.
I was about
you
to say,
Darvish.
the Dodgers didn't really show up very much.
Dude, you Darvish. What happened?
Look, this World Series, the game was either going to be 1-0 or it's going to be 35-40. There was no in between.
Yeah, like Game 5, 13-12.
There's no in between.
That was insane.
Look, but it was entertaining. Like, this was an immensely entertaining World Series.
Kenley Jansen having 3 blown saves in the World Series. Woo. I don't get it.
Hey, listen, the city of Houston needed this win. I mean, and I hate to put the whole, sports being the thing but it is, that storm came through and fucking buried that city.
Yeah, and from that, that whole thing, the Astros, kind of, they found their way again after that. They were kind of stumbling. And then, right before Hurricane Harvey, they acquired Justin Verlander, and then, then they really galvanized, and the team came together and put the city on its back.
That's what it is, man.
And 55 years of waiting is over for the Houston Astros. They end the second longest drought. They were tied with, the Rangers. Yeah, they were tied with the Texas Rangers for the second longest drought, which the longest drought still belongs to Cleveland. But yeah,
of course it belongs to Cleveland.
Of course.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. Yeah, all the misery belongs to Cleveland, unfortunately, and I feel sorry for Indians fans because it looked like they were going to be the team. This was also the first World Series in 47 years to feature 2 100-win teams.
Yeah, I think
that's and then not only that, first season ever to have 3 100-win teams. This is the most home runs ever hit in a season. This was a crazy baseball season.
2017's been weird.
Yeah, they were hitting it out of the park.
And it only was fitting that it would end in such a crazy World Series.
I guess the end result matched the season itself.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
And I got to get this one in. I already told you guys about this while we were writing the script. This is the second straight year a UConn player hit a home run in Game 7 of the World Series, and that's pretty awesome.
Yes.
I'm going to beat that point to death.
Well, that's for you to beat.
We know.
Well, hey, I'm proud of my alma mater's baseball program.
You're a Husky. Be a Husky, dude.
I am Husky.
I'm not even mad.
But you know what? Like,
you got it.
Go for
I
it,
think
Gianni.
things like this, especially with Houston, I think it's going to help the Houston economy.
Yeah.
I think that all the money from the T-shirts and all the apparel and all that stuff. I think it's it's not just an energy thing. I think some money is going to be thrown into that city. I know that
they got beautiful facilities.
Exactly. When Kansas City, the Royals, had to throw that in too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Won the World Series, a few years ago. Like, it was something that was really positive for the city. Like, literally, they had damn near the entire city. It was 1 million people in downtown Kansas City.
Well, I mean, and when they lost to the Giants in Game 7 in 2014, too, they really brought the city about. I mean,
yeah.
And then not only that, when you look at the Astros, these guys were like the Sixers of baseball. They were that bad for a long time.
It was horrible. Yeah.
Like I said, 300 lost seasons in a row from 2011 to 2013. Going into the 2014 season, SI made the bold prediction, your 2017 World Series champs. And, they showed George Springer on the cover, the UConn player.
And George Springer ended up getting the MVP, so that's appropriate.
So the question is, do they have to pay royalties to Sam Hinkie for utilizing the process?
I think they gave they gave him the blueprint for the process.
Are you sure? Because remember, he was tanking before it was cool.
Yeah, well, the Astros started tanking in 2010.
Overtly tanking.
Like overtly
tanking.
Like how? Like they tanked so hard it tested Jose Altuve's patience.
Oh my God, dude!
And Jose Altuve was the heart and soul of that team.
He sure is.
Yeah, Jose Altuve had a chance to leave via free agency, and he stayed.
Stuck around. Good job, man. You got yourself a nice shiny ring and a big ass trophy as a result, man.
Exactly, and a great parade today, and they had fun.
Yeah. So apparently this woman was in the parking structure, and she dropped her hat. And one of the structures, several levels down, had their arm out, and they caught the hat.
Yeah.
And they threw the hat up each level until they got back to her. And I thought that's fucking
so awesome
amazing.
Support.
Yeah, I mean, this is where Houston's at right now.
Yeah.
This is a healing thing for them after that disaster in the city. It's going to help the recovery a bit. I'll see. I mean, you have Watt, who's got a lot of time to dedicate to philanthropy now because he's not playing ball.
Hey, Deshaun Watson.
And Watson's got a lot. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're
going to talk about that shortly. But yeah, I mean, fuck, man, it's looking good.
On the flip side,
Houston,
though.
So
on the flip side for LA, though.
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
They're always going to be in LA.
There are.
I think the Dodgers are going to be fine though.
I think they are too. They got more unlimited resources, near unlimited resources, and the means to it with which to address their shortcomings.
Yeah, I think and they're pretty young too, so they've got a whole bunch.
And
they've
got a deep farm system, very deep.
Yeah,
I mean they've still got the best pitcher on the planet, in Clayton Kershaw.
There you go.
Right
there we go. So it is.
Let's go into the Fro tournament. All right, so what are the results? The result is Dr. J is your Fro champion. He beat Colin Kaepernick by one vote. And this is why your vote counts, ladies and gentlemen.
Your vote does count at Dirk Diggler Shitty Sports Show.
It does. We make sure
it sure does.
We count the votes. So
even if it doesn't count in the presidential election, but we're not going to talk about
that. Ouch.
Yeah. Wow. Sick burn.
Sick burn, man. Yeah. 1 year ago when we made a hair snake.
Oh my God. So Dr. J and the royalty of afros took it. The king took it from the prince.
Yes.
But that's not to say that Kaep didn't put up a good fight. He did. He came in, one
I
vote
think Kaep
short.
would be okay with this. I think he would be fine with this.
I think he's one who pays, homage. So I think I agree that Kaep would be good with coming in second to Dr. J.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got the second best fro in sports with Dr. J, he has a hell of an afro that Dr. J's got.
That is.
So all right. We were debating prior to the show what we're going to do next, right? So first we were going to do mullets, and then I was like, you know what? It's No Shave November.
Yeah.
So let's do beards. Let's do beards. So
this is when you start seeing the playoff beards getting grown.
Right, playoff beards start showing up in football, and then you have the beards at work or wherever it is from No Shave November. Remember, No Shave November is one of those things for testicular cancer.
It's
a thing.
Right.
Support it.
So all the cancers are shitty. Like all of them.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as like a good cancer. Like all forms of cancer, breast cancer, brain cancer, ass cancer. It's all bad. It's seriously all bad. And if you have had loved ones who've had cancer,
right,
you know what I'm talking about. It's a special suffering that's associated with cancer. So in honor of that, we're gonna do beards and No Shave November. So we're gonna do mullets because it makes sense logically, but it's November, so No Shave November. We're going to do beards.
So the brackets will be unveiled during our off week.
Yep. We'll unveil the brackets.
Yes.
And that'll be good. All right, so the NFL trade deadline.
Good God!
Holy shit. Hold on. I was not prepared.
This is as crazy as the Major League Baseball trade deadline.
The amount of shit that happened, it was mind-blowing. I was not ready for any of it.
Normally, they're not this exciting.
No. So yeah, Dwayne Brown, who was a Texans holdout, right, left tackle. He was in a holdout. He came back. He wasn't really playing, and he gets traded to the Seahawks, right, for a cornerback and like a third round.
So yeah, somebody's going to be watching Russell Wilson's ass for a while.
Right. So now you talk about Seattle, protecting Wilson a bit better. They're making a push for the postseason now.
Yeah.
And also maybe opening some lanes up in the running game. They upgrade. It's a significant upgrade in their offensive line.
Exactly.
So that's a damn good move. This is not a very surprising or shocking move. This is a very good. It makes sense. Now we go into the what the fuck. Garoppolo to the Niners.
Jimmy.
Yes, to the Niners.
He was supposed to be the Tom Brady's successor.
No, mind you, the Browns could have had this guy.
We've covered that.
The Browns could have had him.
The Browns could have had a whole bunch of people.
The Browns could have had Wentz. The Browns could have had Watson twice. They have none of those players.
Dumbasses.
And they have no wins. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah. But, yeah, Jimmy's on his way to San Francisco to be Kyle Shanahan's latest young protege.
Right, and the rumor around it is that this was a unilateral move by Kraft.
This was a foot-down kind of move by Rob Kraft, yeah.
So,
this is what they're saying, but at the same time, the franchise owed it to Tom Brady to let him finish his career in New England.
I agree. All right,
yeah.
So I understand the sentiment behind wanting Brady to finish in New England.
Yeah.
However,
he hasn't fallen off the cliff yet.
Do you remember when Joe Montana's career ended?
Kansas City.
Right. Why?
Kansas City, yeah.
Because they had Steve Young.
Right, and how many championships they win with Steve Young?
One.
Exactly. So the train stops when Brady retires, is basically what's being said. No, seriously. All right, so the Niners had to make a business decision to let go of the greatest quarterback ever to suit up at the time.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Not only that, but if they had traded Brady to the Niners, that would have been Brady going home.
It would have been. But Brady's, but remember, Montana wasn't traded. He was let go of.
Yeah.
He went as a free agent to Kansas City. They are basically saying, all right, it's been real. I'm sure they would have loved for him to retire, but he felt like he had more football.
Show's not over yet, Johnny. Calm down.
Seriously. Montana felt like he had more football to play, and he did. He made it all the way to the AFC Championship as a Chief.
Yeah.
Before everything fell apart.
And they made the playoffs again the next year, too, with Montana.
So, hey, look, Brady, they decided not to let that happen. They went with Brady instead of the young guy, and they find themselves in the unknown now. Except, does this taint the relationship between Kraft and Belichick? Belichick's a Parcells boy. He's a control freak. He likes to control all aspects of his roster and his team.
I mean, but you got to look at it this way, though. Kraft has let Belichick let go or move on from a lot of generational talents, a lot of New England guys that were where there might have been sentimentality. He's let him make any personnel move he wants over the past 2 decades.
And as a result, you have racked off 5 championships.
Exactly.
I'd say that I'd go with the guy who wins me rings.
Yeah.
Even though Putin.
But here's the thing. I mean,
he totally did.
He did.
Putin Kraft. But yeah, go for it.
If you look at like what happened with Green Bay, so you have like your Hall of Famer and Brett Favre, and obviously Aaron Rodgers was sitting on the bench for 2-3 years behind him, and ended up being better. I think we all agree than Favre ended up being. So if I'm the Patriots, like I just don't think this is a smart move because.
But you can also look at the bar.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish, Gianni.
I was just gonna say, like you have someone who is potentially a really, really great talent, and if you have a 40-year-old Brady who's got maybe a year or two more at best, then why do you let this talent go?
See, that's the thing, though, is that we don't know how much longer Tom Brady can play. We're in uncharted waters here. He is still playing at a very high level. He's leading the NFL in passing yards this season at 40 years old. He said he could go another 5 years. I mean, and right now we see no evidence to dispel that.
Well, part of the reason that Brady is leading the league in passing yards is, one, New England's running game is not as good as it should be.
No.
Two, the defense is not as consistent as it should be. Therefore, Brady is having to do all the things by himself, which is amazing that he can at this age. However,
exactly.
What you're doing now is
you're all in on Tom Brady.
Yeah, you've been very successful for the last fucking 2 decades almost, right? You've been very successful with this guy. He's gonna walk at some point. And you had a somewhat quantifiable talent behind him. It's very much similar to the Favre and Rodgers situation.
Right.
Brady is going to be in a position to hold that roster hostage for a number of years going forward, and Kraft has enabled it. The coach has won you 5 rings. Trust your coach. I understand the sentimentality of having a great Hall of Famer, no shit, like Brady on your roster and wanting to honor him by letting him retire as a member of your team. However, you don't get to pick when he retires. He does. And if he doesn't want to retire and is fucking holding back your team from letting new talent come in there and continue the tradition of winning, then that's what you're doing. I understand both sides of this argument.
Yeah, I mean,
however, I'm with Belichick on this. If I'm wanting to let this guy go, then I'm doing it to win.
Right.
Like, trust me, we're still going to hang out.
Yeah.
So now when Brady does retire, you're going to lose Belichick, and so ends the era.
I mean, but look, I mean, for all intents and purposes, we'd always consigned ourselves as Patriots fans to the eventuality that Brady and Belichick were going to retire together.
Well, yeah.
And because Belichick is almost 70 years old now.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess going to the dark side just kind of stops your aging process.
No, you can
I think it's the hoodies.
It's the
hoodies.
Is it
okay.
Darth Belichick?
Emperor Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah. I mean, he stayed with one Sith apprentice for long enough.
He did.
And he saw a new one, but then,
Well, the old one's anyway.
Supreme Leader Snoke made him trade him to San Francisco. I guess. But it's just, it affects the quarterback market and free agency a lot, too, this year, too. Kirk Cousins we were saying when this happened on Tuesday night, Kirk Cousins' big contract could be gone.
Well, no. I believe Kirk Cousins can still go to the Jets
in San Francisco.
Well, he's not going to Frisco anymore. But
we don't know that, too. I think,
they're not going to sign Garoppolo and then sign Cousins. That's dumb as shit.
Well, no, Garoppolo is a free agent, and what if he fails in his audition? That's the thing.
By bringing in Cousins, it immediately puts a bullseye on Garoppolo's back. Cousins being drafted in the same draft as RG3 is one of the things that undid RG3 in DC.
Yeah,
it is because he always felt like
one of the things.
He always felt like Cousins was gunning for his job because he was.
Yeah,
he wasn't overtly gunning for his job. He wasn't sabotaging him.
He's just a competitor.
But that lack of confidence in his ability to maintain the job because there was a competent person waiting in the wings, and the way he addressed that psychologically is kind of what undoes him in DC. So I don't think you bring in Garoppolo in a trade and then you bring in Cousins for big fucking money because the market for Cousins is going to be extremely lucrative.
I mean, I understand. It's like they wanted to see what they could have with Jimmy.
Yeah,
before making a decision on that.
Washington's not going to. They can't franchise him again. They can transition him, but they're probably not going to.
Yeah.
Look for him to go to the Jets. Look for him to maybe even go to Houston.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, no, because they can't make a decision on quarterbacks worth of shit. And if I was Cousins, I don't go to Cleveland.
Jacksonville, maybe.
Yeah,
Jacksonville,
I wouldn't go to. You couldn't pay me.
Jacksonville, Arizona. Actually, if I'm Cousins, I go to Jacksonville before I go to Arizona.
It's a better situation.
It's a much better situation than that team. So I can't believe I'm saying that shit. But
Jacksonville, Cousins is a huge upgrade over Blake Bortles.
He is a huge upgrade, much more dependable.
But
He's a.
This move more than any other one, the Garoppolo to the Niners, really just shook up free agency.
So another thing that shook up free agency in a very unique way was Jay Ajayi to the Eagles.
Like what?
For a fourth rounder.
Like, how much blow did the Miami Dolphins coaching staff do before they finished that trade?
All of the blow. They did all of the blow.
So, dude, seriously, they got all that stuff on the boat from Cuba.
So they get smoked. They get smoked by the Ratbirds 40-0, and their team undoes itself. Kiko Alonso decapitates Joe Flacco.
Gase calls it the worst offense in the league.
God damn, Gase loses his mind and he wants to make a statement. He felt that Jay Ajayi was a malcontent in his locker room. So he shipped him off to Philly.
The best team in the league.
Currently the best team in the league. So
Dumbass.
That'll fucking teach you. If you fuck around, I'll trade you to a fucking contender. What? So Jay Ajayi rolls in.
It's a facepalm kind of moment right there.
Jay Ajayi rolls into a locker room that's got Super Bowl champion Malcolm Jenkins.
Super Bowl champion LeGarrette Blount.
Super Bowl champion Torrey Smith. And Blount and Jenkins are two of the most level-headed, keep your locker room going guys.
Yep.
Right. So he's in the running back room with LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah.
And so Blount is he's a big boy. So
Blount forced trauma.
Folks are like, Blount's gonna see less touches, and it's like, well, not necessarily. For one, Peterson's already come out and said Jay's not playing until Jay's ready to play. Like, we didn't just get him to be throwing him out there. Like, we have no need to do that. What we did was we made our team better.
Yeah.
That was it. This wasn't like we have to do this shit. And really, they were like, so why did Philly go to Miami for that trade? Philly didn't go to Miami. Miami went to Philly and said, hey, you want this guy? And Philly went, I got a fourth rounder for him. And they were like, deal.
He's on the plane.
Like, but nope, he's already there. Like, so we'll take him. One of the biggest things with malcontents in the locker room is that they're much quieter when you're winning games.
Yeah.
So if you have a player,
that's a problem though. Is that
if you're in Miami and you're not consistently winning games, your malcontents are going to be a lot more malcontent. If you have a coach who honestly doesn't know how to deal with his locker room, which it seems like Gase is doing,
great coordinator, bad,
maybe not a great head coach. Doug Peterson, his ability to relate to the players, being a former player himself, has proved invaluable this season. And trust me, he'll cuss you the fuck out.
Oh yeah,
Doug Peterson will light you up on the sideline. He just doesn't like. That's just not who he is most of the time. He's like Pete Carroll and high fives and all the other good shit. But it's easy to do that when you're winning games. So I think this move does is it for one it definitely strikes fear in the heart of the rest of the NFC East. They're not trying to deal with Jay Ajayi, Blount, Smallwood, Wentz. They're not trying to deal with that offense at all. They definitely don't want to deal with the defense. Like so,
Philly's looking more and more legit by the second.
They are. So if this Elliott suspension ever really happens, they will remain unchallenged in the East. Period. Because the only way
they already
Dallas,
have it in a runaway.
No, the only chance that Dallas has is if Elliott's on the field, and for every time this guy is suspended and unsuspended, it pushes like their two meetings with Philadelphia. He could miss both those games.
Yeah.
And if they lose one of those games, it's a wrap.
It's done.
I think it's already
a done deal. Like they would have to play lights out football just to take over the division at this point. But fucking Ajayi, who's a better pass protector than anyone in Philadelphia has in the backfield, he's a better route runner than anyone Philly has in the backfield right now.
Yeah.
Being with Sproles being hurt, this is a huge move.
Yeah,
it's a huge move made by a stupid team to let go of their best guy. I don't think. I think Cutler's the problem.
I think also like. Philly's got like a good energy behind them right now. I think so much of what we see with these teams and when they end up having really successful seasons, whether they get all the way to the Super Bowl or not, they've got a good energy behind them. And it feels like even with this kid coming in, even if he wants to come, become a problem, like Malcolm Jenkins ain't going for that. Like those dudes are too old, too grown, been there before. And they're so whatever. He's coming into a stable situation, so he's going to have to, chill.
He is.
And
he's got Deuce Staley as his running back coach. But Deuce
Staley.
Deuce is the dude, man.
He's the dude. They all love him.
Yeah.
We may lose him to an OC job at some point. I mean,
yeah.
I think he could be a head coach eventually. He's got that sort of personality. I think.
Honestly, for me, the biggest worry I have in Philly is that we're going to lose Phipp to a coordinator job. We're going to lose Deuce to a coordinator job, and we're going to lose Schwartz to a head coaching job because
Jim Schwartz is always.
Well, he's been a head coach before, but But I mean, he's the best defensive coordinator we've had since Jim Johnson.
Yeah.
So
Schwartz is a damn good DC.
You know, Jim Johnson never wanted to be a head coach, which was great about him.
Yeah.
But Schwartz, we still don't know, like, is he going to say fuck it and go for that big job again?
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing
successful.
we've been fortunate about in New England is that, McDaniels has the specter of Spygate 2 hanging over him. So nobody really wants to take a chance on him as a head coach. Not only that, if he fucks up another head coaching opportunity, that's it for him as a head coach.
I was about to say, he did not do well in
Yeah, he did. Exactly. So his next opportunity could be his last. And that's why he was not really eager to jump on the Niners job.
How'd that No-Sean Moreno signing pick go?
Or the Tebow. He picked Tebow.
Remember, Shady McCoy said No-Sean Moreno sucked, and everybody dragged him through the mud for it.
Yeah.
Turns out No-Sean Moreno sucks.
Yeah, and then and then not only that, but Matt Patricia has basically been blacklisted from head coaching opportunities too.
Why?
Because he walked off of the plane after winning Super Bowl 51 with the Goodell clown T-shirt.
I'm good with that, though.
I'm good with that too, because the Ginger Hammer deserves all the criticism he can get. We'll get into that.
Yeah, listen, it is possible for everyone involved to be wrong. Just remember that going forward.
Yeah,
you can all be wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so
the Bills sent Marcel Darius to the Jaguars.
Why?
Wow. It's a salary dump.
Yes, but
that's a fearsome front.
You just gave the Jags a beyond competent interior lineman.
He didn't fit in Sean McDermott's scheme.
So all right, so how does their front four compare with the Eagles' front four?
Dude, the Jags?
No, seriously.
Are terrifying right now.
Right, but how do they compare with the Eagles? Because the Eagles are terrifying right now, too. Nobody wants to see that.
I think this gives them the edge over the Eagles.
All right, so you're saying that the front line for the Jaguars at this point with this trade are now superior to the front four of the Eagles?
Ever so slightly. I'm not saying it's a resounding thing.
You're saying starters, right?
Yeah, starters.
What about rotational players? Is it better? No?
I give the slight edge to the Eagles in the rotational.
So that's a huge upgrade. If you make a single trade and your defensive line is now on par with what's considered to be the best defensive line, if not better than the best defensive line,
I'm scared of the Jags.
Nobody wants to fuck with the Jags right now. They're passing. Jalen Ramsey is ridiculous in the defensive backfield. The linebackers are all over the place, and the defensive line is coming after you.
Doug Marrone does a great job of identifying defensive coordinators and just leaving them the fuck alone.
You know, honestly, though, I think them playing in a division with such terrible offensive lines has done a lot for their stat padding.
Well, and not only that, but Doug Marrone coached Marcel Darius at Buffalo when he was a head coach.
Shit. So, Gianni, what do you think about this? I mean, are the Jags someone you think we should worry about?
Well, from the little football I've been following, obviously I'm taking part in the taking a knee, but it's they seem legit. I mean, we'll see. I think, as I just said, everything, you can have all the talent in the world, but it not gel together very well. So it's going to be interesting to see when they come up against Philly, which I hate to say
AFC.
it. Huh?
Or just getting out of the AFC, too. The New England and the Pittsburghs of the world.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
But, they don't have the pedigree, obviously, that the Eagles have. So that can either work for them or against them, because they're not dealing with a lot of, expectations because they don't have the pedigree. And, obviously everybody is really bolstering Wentz at the moment, but I am, they seem to be legit from the little I've seen, and I think we'll see.
I think if you replace,
just barely halfway through the season.
I think if you replace Blake Bortles with anyone not named Brock Osweiler, you're an upgrade, and that team becomes.
I think Deshaun Kaiser is an upgrade.
Deshaun Kaiser is an upgrade over Bortles.
I think Deshaun Kaiser just needs to change the scenery at this point.
Everyone in Cleveland.
Yeah, I think he's solid. I don't think the problem is not Kaiser. The problem is the Browns.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackson's making him question his decision-making process.
Well, Hugh Jackson's been screaming at the front office to do something, and the front office keeps not doing what it's supposed to do. Look, Hugh Jackson's gonna get shit canned, and I feel so bad.
Yeah, he's 1-23 as a head coach.
I feel so because the front office does him no favors.
No,
you mean to tell me a lawyer, a baseball guy, and the guy who ruined the Colts aren't doing you any favors?
No,
no fucking way.
And an owner who's still. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I think for any team to be successful, the front office, the coaching staff, and the players all have to work together. And if everybody is sabotaging each other, which is what the Browns are doing, then how the hell are you going to win anything? And then you have a rookie quarterback who's just trying to figure it out. Like, how the hell is he going to play well?
Yeah, I know. Not only it doesn't help that the owner's a piece of shit too.
Owner's a giant piece of shit. But
yeah,
we say that about
that.
Yeah.
He's like federal charges piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're actually going to get back to the Browns and how fucked up they are.
Well, yeah, but what about Kelvin Benjamin?
Kelvin Benjamin gets traded to the Bills for a bag of sunflower seeds.
Yeah, the Bills get a number one receiver, and the thing that gets me is like, what were the Panthers doing here?
Honestly, so
they're a playoff team.
Kelvin Benjamin is a giant safety blanket for Cam Newton. He's literally his favorite receiver.
Yes.
However, they saw an opportunity to get some capital from the Bills, who are apparently putting themselves in a win now mode. They want to make the playoffs.
So they're using the draft capital they stockpiled.
Hey, look, I'm not mad. I'm surprised
mad
that
either.
the Panthers made this move. However, in that game against Philly, a Thursday nighter, those big cornerbacks were able to effectively neutralize their big receivers because they're not fast; they're just big.
Yeah.
So I think like solving the riddle that is their Kelvin Benjamin and Funchess, that all you got to do is have big guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now, you have in Buffalo, you have Jordan Matthews, big guy, not a burner. You have Kelvin Benjamin, bigger guy, not a burner.
You know what this trade was designed to do, right?
What?
Beat New England.
Well, of course. That's who if you're an AFC
everybody's
East
trying
team,
to beat New England.
If you're an AFC East team, in order to go anywhere, you have to beat New England, period.
Yeah, the road to the playoffs goes through there.
You're going to have to beat New England.
And they have two meetings coming up with the Patriots.
So, I get it. Like, if I'm the Bills, yes, I make this move.
Yeah.
I make this move. Because I know New England's defensive backfield is in somewhat of a disarray.
Yeah.
This could be fortuitous.
Although, ever since the Patriots acquired Jordan Batamosi from the Lions, they've been playing a lot better on...
They've also been playing some pretty bad teams.
Well, I don't know that I would classify the Chargers as a bad team. They did pretty well against the Chargers this Sunday.
They did. I just don't
It was the first
Chargers...
time they held a quarterback under 200 yards passing a season.
I don't think the Chargers are a great team, and I don't think they're anywhere.
They have a pretty darn good defense, though. Joey Bosa was eating Tom Brady's lunch.
He does that, though.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
But by the same token, the Chargers' offense was expected to shred the Patriots. We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
But like you know. It's just one of those things.
Marmalade's gonna marmalade, bro.
Marmalade.
You fucking called it. So,
but Browns,
the
Browns did it up.
I don't understand how this fucking team exists still. All right,
I'm
over here rubbing my temples. I'm literally fucking puzzled by this.
You want to feel bad for the Cleveland franchise.
I can't feel bad for
you.
If you keep doing the shit to yourself.
Yeah.
So they worked
How
all
many
day.
bullet holes in their feet?
Seriously. At first, beginning of the season, I felt kind of bad for them.
Not anymore.
They shit on Wentz, didn't draft him. They didn't draft Watson. They didn't draft Prescott. They didn't take the Garoppolo trade. They throw Kaiser out there.
Hey, even worse, the Garoppolo trade. Think about it this way: the pick they used to pick Johnny Manziel could have been used on Garoppolo.
Yeah, it could have.
Same draft.
You know what? When you put it in that perspective, that just really makes me sick a little bit.
Right, I want to barf.
They go after AJ McCarron, who is basically Red Rocket Light version, right?
They went after his girlfriend. They didn't go after him.
His wife. He's married. They're married now.
They are married. Her name is Catherine Webb McCarron.
Yes, because you hyphenate your name. So the fucking Browns had this trade. They worked all day, and
they forgot to officially formalize it.
The Bengals sent their paperwork up at 3:55. The deadline is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And the Browns spent 5 minutes celebrating.
Apparently the Browns spent 5 minutes giving each other high fives and hand jobs and forgot to damn call in to the NFL headquarters until after 4 to finalize the trade, in which case the NFL headquarters said, no, you're outside of the deadline. You don't get to make this fucking trade. And they were mad.
I just don't even...
I don't know how
can't
you do
even
this.
wrap my brain around that.
Yeah, how can you be a professional football franchise and fuck something up
How could
like
you
that?
celebrate a transaction before the transaction's completed? For one. And of course it comes out that your starting quarterback, Kaiser, who you've benched twice already, you tried to replace him with A.J. McCarron, who fucking sucks, and that you failed at doing that. So you absolutely gained... So
now we got to go with you again, you piece of shit.
Really?
Go win us games.
And that's how he feels. So
yeah.
The Browns, I used to feel bad. I just can't.
I know. I'm over it now.
I can't feel bad.
I'm so over it.
You guys are doing it to yourselves.
Go 0-16.
You deserve every bit that you get. This is
0-16 is in their future.
0-16 is your future.
Yeah. We knew a team was going 0-16. We just picked the wrong one.
So, yeah.
We had the Jets doing it.
We were wrong about the Jets.
They might need to go 0-16 next season for this, too.
They could.
Well, it depends on what head coach they bring in when they fire Hugh.
And they shouldn't fire Hugh.
Right. It's not fair to Hugh.
Hugh's been sabotaged by an incompetent front office. Period. Yeah. I think Hugh Jackson could probably make it work if they.
But one thing we do feel bad about
is Watson. Deshaun Watson ACL blown out. He was running a read option in practice on Thursday, and he was just running. All of a sudden, boom, goes down. But he was able to walk off the field. Players in the area didn't think it was a big deal until they saw him still in the training room after practice, with the whispers beginning that his ACL was blown, and then it was confirmed. So this is a huge blow for the Texans, who are already dealing with.
It hurts my heart.
Yeah, who are dealing with some adversity in the locker room because of what the owner said. So now you lose the guy who was basically making you entertaining to watch, and you have to go back to Tom Savage, who got benched after one half of play in week 1. So you find yourself, if only there was a mobile quarterback who could throw the ball. I was available for agency. You know what? I know just the guy, Matt McGloin.
Yeah, him, all about it.
Right, Matt McGloin, the guy who got punted from Philly after being their third or fourth quarterback during the preseason.
He started a playoff game for the Raiders last year.
And lost. So it wasn't in Houston. It's not like they wanted him there. So Houston fucking doesn't sign a quarterback with an identical skill set to the rookie who just went down.
I know, right?
After the comments that the owner made. I'm going to tell you right now, Cap's going to fuck these guys up when it comes to that damn case.
Yeah. Because
speaking of which,
because Kraft, Jones, and McNair are owners of the Patriots, Cowboys, and Texans, have been encouraged to turn over their emails. Not encouraged, forced.
Yeah, they have to. Yeah,
they have to turn over their emails. They got to turn over their cell phone records, things like that. A lot of these guys use flip phones because of the lack of forensic evidence that they provide. However, you can still get the shit from them. So. I mean, a flip phone, you can't really hack a flip phone, but if you can get the flip phone, you can get what you need from it for the most part.
Everybody loves a burner phone.
So we're going to see that these guys run with burner phones, so that tells you how to do business.
Yeah.
But this Cap case, when you, like this signing here, this makes no sense. I mean, they tried to say, like, when McGloin played for O'Brien during a season. But
they were in college,
But it was one season. Like, how familiar are you with this guy? You played one fucking season for him at Penn State, which is not known to produce good quarterbacks, by the way.
No, Kerry Collins is the last good one.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And are we saying Kerry Collins was really good?
We're saying he's the last quarterback from Penn State.
He's a top 15 all-time passing yards, so...
He stuck around for a really long time, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm stunned as you are, Gianni. He played for 7 teams.
He played for a while, yeah. He wasn't great by any means, but he was good enough to go to the Super Bowl and almost go to the Super Bowl another time.
Yeah, he threw 4 interceptions in Super Bowl 35.
Hey, man.
Because that was just the Ravens were that good.
Yeah, well, remember, he won one. No, he got his ass handed to him as a Giants quarterback playing against that 2000s Ravens team. So, the thing about Kerry Collins was he's a rampaging alcoholic and racist. Until he stopped being an alcoholic. Like, he was just a broken person. And maybe
when he got better, he got better.
Maybe he was one of those folks that walked into the showers and saw some things he didn't like and had to walk out and was mentally scarred.
Maybe.
Any other team than Penn State, and that joke, that comment doesn't make it. But this is Penn State, so yeah.
Like, seriously though, he, when we think about Collins, he beat every team in the NFL during his career except the Dolphins.
Really?
That's crazy.
Wikipedia is your friend.
Nice.
He flew under the radar. I mean, I felt like he was serviceable. Like, I knew that he was decent, but I certainly wouldn't. When you're thinking of top quarterbacks, he's certainly not the first person to come to mind.
He might get voted into the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee in 20 years.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But see, that's the last good Penn State quarterback that's come around. So Bill O'Brien's logic for signing Matt McGloin is bullshit.
It's bullshit. We know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I just wish these guys would say what they look. We don't want to deal with this. We don't
want to deal with the distraction.
So just say that. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Quit bullshitting us.
At this point, I don't see how they don't have a collusion case. I just we had heard Colin Kaepernick's lawyer come out and say he believed that Cap would be signed in the next 10 days. If not, that further proves a collusion case. And so, we're probably about 5 days in. We all know that Colin Kaepernick is not going to get signed. So it's just seriously? It's cool. I don't know how it's not collusion.
Well, it is collusion. The thing is proving it.
Yeah, it's just, well, I mean, Major League Baseball colluded against the players in the mid '80s, when free agency first became a thing, and then it got proven in court, because great players weren't getting offered contracts because the owners didn't want to pay them. So, I mean, and then there was a lot less of a social justice anthem into that one. So,
that was
I don't
money
get it.
And fairness.
I don't get how Kaepernick, of an ability level far exceeding a lot of the quarterbacks who currently start for NFL teams, let alone teams in the market for a backup, is on the streets.
If the Texans were serious about winning, they'd have signed Kaepernick.
We said that about the Packers.
If the Packers were serious about winning, they'd sign Kaepernick.
Browns.
No, fuck the Browns. No.
Okay,
if they were serious about winning, no.
If the Texans were serious about winning, Kaepernick would be on that roster.
Yes.
There's so many teams.
He's a Super Bowl quarterback. He was within a couple of like a touchdown of winning Super Bowl. Like, come on.
If the Jaguars were really serious about making the push in the postseason, they'd have benched Bortles for fucking Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Bottom line. So it's not about winning. It's not about winning. It's bullshit.
It's about being. It's about showing the players who's boss.
Yeah, it really is. So moving on to this fucking bullshit.
Or the inmates.
The inmates.
Right.
Yes.
My bad. My bad. Yeah,
So
Warren McNair said so.
Ezekiel Elliott's suspension has been paused again, so he gets to play against Kansas City. This stay or whatever. This not an injunction. I think it's an injunction. It's only good for 1 week, so he gets to play this tomorrow. He gets to play against the Chiefs in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they lose that game because I hope the Cowboys lose every game forever.
Because of Jerry Jones.
I'm torn on this one.
Well, because both Jerry Jones and their insufferable fan base.
Yeah.
And you have personalities like Des Bryant and Ezekiel Elliott that make you fucking hate them.
Yeah, I know. Just like, but for me, I'm torn on it, if only because it can help the Patriots advance into the home in terms of playoff seeding.
All right, so
but at the same time, the Cowboys are,
they're a shit franchise. So what happens is, let's say that at some point this game stops and they stop suspending him, or they stop going back and forth and he actually serves his suspension, right? What the Cowboys, I think what their fan base knows is that while this may help you playing against Kansas City in Kansas City, which none of us have won there yet at the NFC East, you're going to lose him for the games against Washington and New York, and both games against Philly.
When it really counts.
Right, and if Cowboys at all think they're going to take the division, they have got to win against Philly.
And they can't do it without Zeke.
Yeah, right. The only games you've won have been because Zeke had a fucking knockout game. It's not been on the arm of Dak Prescott, which goes back to saying he's a high-end game manager.
Right.
They're seriously shitting themselves thinking about what's going to happen with Dak with Elliott not being there. They're fully exposing how they don't really believe that Prescott's the guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fan base is. Like, they're flipping out. Like, what's going to happen with Prescott? Well, he's going to have to play quarterback.
I know, right?
Like, wow, remember he told me he was elite? He's not. He's like...
Not really.
He's a good game manager. You need that running game.
All I can think of when you say good game manager is like guys smacking each other on the ass in the shower. Good game.
Bro, that's... wow.
Wow.
Would a manager be the one that ensures that you fulfills your quota of good games in the shower?
I know, right?
Is that what the manager does? Does he log them?
Are they God? Yeah, now I realize.
Oh my God! Seriously?
Are they incentive based?
I don't know. I mean, it's like performance based.
It's performance based.
Yeah, we're talking about. All right, let's get off of this topic. Let's talk about something really funny.
The thing about it is, though, I don't know that they've allowed Dak Prescott to see or really given him a chance to be elite.
They haven't.
I don't think they've given him a chance at all.
They haven't turned over the offense to him and allowed him to be a quarterback.
They're allowing him to throw the ball when it needs to be thrown. If Elliott can win the game for him, they put the ball in his hands. It's worked for them. But Elliott's been on the cusp of being suspended for half a season now.
Yeah.
They've got way too many distractions. Too many distractions.
They're all of their own doing, though. So I'm not mad at them. This is not like they're dealing with adversity here. This is all self-generated bullshit.
Speaking of guys
it really
kind of
started with oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought. Finish your thought.
I was just gonna say it started with Lucky Whitehead when they just like bounced him out for no reason.
Whitehead.
It's like yeah I mean exactly
weird.
It's like if that's how you just treat your players and you clearly have no confidence in them, then how are they gonna get out there and play for you?
That poor guy.
Everything is energy.
That poor guy. I agree. I agree.
But one guy we are not saying that poor guy about is Marshawn.
Because he's got the interview.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So all right. So we had a discussion last week about how the media was like certain aspects were unfairly representing his suspension and what he was doing, right? So they were trying to paint it like he was forced to practice at his old high school when that doesn't sound like anything somebody would do. He went to go fuck with the kids and practice.
Like why?
That's the kind of guy he is. So his show on Facebook, no script. With Marshawn Lynch.
That's hilarious.
And it's really just Marshawn and a few other friends like doing Marshawn Lynch type shit. Like we watched a good 10 minutes of an episode where he like blew a gasket and blew the tires on a drifting Camaro. Like just he's
just because he felt like
when you in doubt, man, just hit the gas and turn right.
No shit what he
fuck
said.
that shit, man. Fuck him. Like
it was the craziest shit. He walked in and he's this guy's talking to him. He's got this British accent and shit. He was like, "Look, I'm here to fuck with you. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. And fuck him. Fuck all these people. I'm here for you. I ain't here to do this bullshit. Like, put me in the car. We're going." So then I watch the video, and then like he's walking out of the theater. He's got his suit kind of on, his racing suit kind of on and shit.
Doesn't even have a second shoe on.
Doesn't even have the second sleeve on. Right? He's got the shoes on. Doesn't he have the shoes on?
No, he's carrying one of the shoes. He's carrying the shoe.
So he walks past this woman. She's like, "You want to do the simulator?" He was like, "Hell no." So they go out to the car. This guy's doing a figure 8 donuts. He's drifting. Marshawn is having so much fun.
Do it again. Go again. Cut
it back. He's having a good time. They put him in the car.
Bring that shit back, man.
And he knows shit, hammers the gas and turns right. That's what he does. He blows the gas.
Destroys the tires.
Like, they were going to kick them out. Like, security was coming. They were going to kick Marshawn Lynch out of the thing with his people. Then his buddy comes in, his comedian, who's like a super safe driver. So this guy's driving a racing car, like, but at the speed limit. And he's just,
all right, give it some gas, man. Give it some gas.
Like, he was like, "Yo, they ain't gonna let me behind the wheel because they gonna kick us out if I get behind the wheel." And like, he's like cool about it, like, whatever. I get you some fucking tires, man. I don't give a fuck. Like,
you're right.
Dude, Marshawn Lynch gives. Oh, this guy's great.
I wish I could give as few fucks as he does.
He's
awesome.
This guy's awesome. This guy's awesome. So
when he retires, though, I wonder if he'll be like a game show host or something. Like he would be like the best ever.
Honestly, I think that. The best Marshawn Lynch you're going to get is one that's not confined to anything. That just allows him to do what he wants to do.
And that's why we're seeing the best Marshawn Lynch on no script.
Right, no script. Like, if you like him, like whatever show he has, it's going to have to be in a similar format of no script where he just goes out and just does shit with his buddies and has a good time and does Marshawn shit. Like, that's what I want to see from him. I don't want to see, like, Conan O'Brien guest appearances are great, because he gets to kind of be himself. Like, him hanging out with Gronk is hilarious.
Oh my god!
Those two, man.
Gronk is such a lovable doofus.
So look, him and Lynch get along. They get along. They do well.
I would love to see Lynch be a Patriot, but that's just me.
Dog, he would not give a fuck what Belichick had to say, though.
I know.
No.
It's like, I don't.
I don't know that they would get along very well.
I respect what you're trying to say and what you're trying to do, but I ain't feeling it.
You know, at some point Belichick would go, "Y'all would have won if they just gave you the ball."
Exactly.
So, all right, let's just, so Papa John Schnatter,
idiot.
Yeah, they are. Their sales were down, right? So their sales were down, and they were like, "Okay, let's talk about this." And Schnatter, who I thought his name was Shatner for the longest, but apparently it's Schnatter.
Whatever it is.
Smirch Captain Kirk that way.
No, Shatner's just a name, dude. I didn't say his name was, William Shatner. Just John Schnatter, I guess. He was blaming the loss in sales on the NFL, namely the protests.
Yeah, sure.
He was saying that this is what's causing our losses. So when this happens, immediately DiGiorno starts shitting on them on Twitter, along with Papa John, along with Pizza Hut and a bunch of other
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars,
and they should.
Because their sales because DiGiorno's went up, and Pizza Hut and everybody else has stayed stable. So obviously it's not a problem.
I just bought DiGiorno's last night.
So what makes it extra funny is that right after he made those statements, his company lost $70 million in value.
Like within that 24-hour period.
Like it was like he blamed the NFL, and immediately they tanked. They fucking bottomed out, and it was like, wow. So let me tell you, this
$70 million in a day.
$70 million lost in a day based off of about 10 minutes of speaking.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, but Papa John has a history of putting his foot in his mouth.
He does. So
oh my God.
So he's a Louisville Cardinal.
Yeah.
It's his alma mater. He was on the board. He's a big donor. They kicked him off the board because she's such a piece of shit to work with. They didn't want to work with him no more. This is a guy who probably had a huge part in building the very stadium that they play in.
Yeah, Papa John's Cardinal Stadium.
And I've seen the stadium. It's nice. They kicked him off the board. Yeah. Like, how much of an insufferable prick do you have to be kicked off your alma mater's board?
I mean, when the patient protection and Americans was, I'm fucking it up. Obamacare got passed.
You're good.
Yeah, the Patient Protection Affordable Care Act.
There you go.
Was passed. Papa John was one of its biggest opponents. But it's like, I have to increase the prices of my pizza because I can't afford to pay my workers health care benefits.
Which
and then he also decreased the hours. That's where he was on that trend of big retailers or big employers only giving you 29 hours or less. Nobody could have more than 30 hours because then you'd qualify for health care.
Yeah, what's crazy is someone sat down and did all the math regarding his statement and said, in order to offset the cost for Obamacare, you'd have to raise the price of your pizzas
a penny.
Yeah, it was like 3 cents. It was ridiculous.
Bullshit.
It was ridiculous. I mean, that's not talking about his bottom line at all. That's not talking about his bottom line at all. But that's all political. So the sports side of Schnatter is that he's an asshole and he's a piece of shit and he takes no ownership for his own failings.
Nope.
At all. And as a result, he lost $70 million of company value in a day. And we're going to see where this goes in the very near future. They may very well end their partnership with the NFL, which I don't give a fuck about because that's one less shitty commercial I got to see throughout the show.
One less shitty pizza.
Exactly.
And I don't have to see Peyton Manning.
Oh, fuck that
guy.
Guy.
I still have to see Peyton Manning because he does the
nationwide.
Yeah, because you got the nationwide commercials.
I hate those the most. Can I just have
I hate those commercials more.
All right.
You know what else I hate? I hate the other people mocking them too. I hate the people like imitating them. Like, just stop. It's
all terrible. It's all terrible. It's all terrible. Actually, I don't even listen to country, but I feel bad for Brad Paisley.
I do too, because if I had to work with Peyton Manning, I'd be pretty pissed off. Like,
that was probably not a good day for him. That was probably a really shitty day for him.
So let's get into our Week 8 recap. All right, the Vikings beat the Browns 33-16, and the Browns deserve all the misery they get.
I mean, seriously, they played competently for a half, and then they just shit the bed in the second half.
Yeah,
they're 0-8. They deserve it.
They can't win.
This lovable loser thing, I'm done with it. Like,
I am too.
Like, at first, I kind of, everyone feels bad for the Browns, and then you realize
they are there because they want to be there.
I was like the kid in school who has no friends, so you go up to him and you try to hang out with him.
And you realize why he has no friends.
And you realize why this motherfucker has no friends, because the first thing he does is, like, wipe his ass with your sandwich or some shit or try to do something ridiculous. And you're like, well, this is why you have no fucking friends. And then you just walk away. That's the Browns.
Yeah.
The Browns, from a distance, you feel bad for them. But on close inspection, you're like, oh, no, this is all you're doing. This is all you. Like,
you fucked it up.
You guys did this shit. So, fuck the Browns. The Bills. Yeah, go ahead, Kenny.
The Bills beat Oakland in impressive fashion, and they fed the illusion that they were a competent and contending team for a whole 4 days.
Honestly, I'm not. The Bills are a somewhat good team.
They crapped the bed on Thursday night.
There's really only one team that's consistently good this year, Philly. Everyone else, very up and down. No one is consistently great. Period. To include the Patriots. The Raiders have let us down.
I mean, the Raiders were a sexy pick for the Super Bowl.
They were a sexy pick for the Super Bowl. Even Kansas City had a little bit of a loss streak going on there. That didn't make any sense.
They can still recover.
Yeah, it's only 2. It's only 2.
They're fine. They're doing fine.
Yeah.
But still, it showed some warts in Kansas City. So, I mean, that's the theme for this year is that there are no great teams.
It's a very level playing field.
Except for that one team who's winning a lot of games.
You are going to get your comeuppance soon.
I'm not, because it's not like I'm rubbing everyone's face in it. I'm saying, like,
what'd you just do?
No,
I'm kidding.
All right, so no one's playing consistent football.
No.
That's it. Like, I want to see Kansas City and Oakland play consistently good football.
Yeah.
And I think Green Bay, even before Aaron Rodgers went down, they weren't playing consistently good football. So, and Seattle.
Why do you think no one is though? What do you think is the overall issue?
For one, defenses are getting better.
Yes.
Defenses are getting much better at neutralizing.
Offenses are regressing back to the mean.
Right. Offenses are regressing back. The legends are getting old. The young ones haven't taken the reins yet fully.
No. We're in a transition period.
It's a transition period, so you're going to see some shitty football. You got to remember, when they made the rule changes that were beneficial to the offense, everyone was putting up 1,000 yards because the defense hadn't adjusted to it yet. They've adjusted to it now. So they know how to properly maul a receiver down the field without getting flagged. Seattle made an art of it when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They made
the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, they did
it.
Yeah, they made an art of it. So it's just the defenses have caught up, and there's not enough quarterbacks with the proper amount of skill to overcome the defenses. That's really a big part of it.
Yeah, because they've all gone down.
Yeah, the offensive linemen aren't able to protect as well as they could for the most part. Even Brady's getting beat up.
Oh, good God,
Which remember 10 years ago, the thought of Brady getting sacked over and over again was unheard of. What?
He's been sacked more in 8 games than he was all of last season.
So you have defensive linemen who are able to get the field. Like I said, the defensive coordinators are outclassing their offensive counterparts at this time.
That's one thing I noticed. Like when I was looking back on just the Dolphins and their terrible run of shit luck, they've hired a lot of offensive coordinators as their head coaches, whereas they had their best successes with defensive-minded coaches. And then you just look at historically, defensive-minded coaches in general work out better.
Typically, yes. Belichick was a defensive guy, but he was defensive guys are really good at offense too.
Yeah, but they also are smart enough to let their offensive coordinators hold the reins on the offense.
I mean, and that's what it is. So I think that's what's happening. That's why that's why there's no great teams. Then you have the injuries. If you put together the IR list for the NFL this year, that's a Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah.
That's a Super Bowl winning team.
Julian Edelman in the slot.
Aaron Rodgers under center.
Yeah.
Jason Peters at left tackle.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you could win a Super Bowl with who's on IR.
And then if Rodgers
J.J. Watt.
If Rodgers goes down, you could swap in Andrew Luck.
Yes.
I mean, I guess if you want adorably articulated interceptions, yeah.
Hey, if you need somebody to design you a nice new stadium, though, because he's an architect.
He is an architect. You know who else is an architect? Ice Cube.
Yeah.
He's a good architect.
Yes, he is.
So
that's crazy.
The Bengals.
The Bengals beat the Colts on a huge stop on 4th down.
Bungles.
The Colts. Dude, Brisket dove for it, but his dive took him out of bounds.
Look,
and he came up short.
Jacoby Brissett is doing all he can.
He is doing everything he can to get the Colts to a win.
There's not enough there.
There's not enough, but he is looking good, and I think he's going to cash in free agency.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think he's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, and that's impressive from a guy who
Where
was
do you
a
see
third
him
stringer.
going?
Oh, I could think of a terrible franchise in Ohio that'll throw money at him.
Yeah, but he's not. I hope he doesn't go there.
I hope he doesn't either, because that's not fair.
I don't see him being successful in Cleveland. You would need...
No, but I'm saying he'll get the opportunity to start.
He would. I mean,
but then also, if this luck thing is as bad as it's feared, he could be the next starting quarterback.
I see Indianapolis holding on to him.
Yeah.
With the uncertainty around Luck, I see them holding on to him anyway.
Yeah.
Just period. Until they're sure Luck is good, then they'll trade him for something.
Cleveland always seems like they're in the market for a quarterback because they're dumb as all hell.
They keep picking these warm weather assholes.
Yeah.
That have fucked up characters and shit, and then they don't support them properly. They get, like I said, they deserve everything they get. They could have had wins.
Cleveland's in the market for everything because they need
Yeah.
Joe Thomas is out for the season.
Yeah, I know. He had never missed a snap in 10 years.
Torn bicep. He's done.
Yeah. That's the guy I feel the worst for because he has put in the work.
He's played 10,000 snaps entirely for Cleveland. That's
a lifetime's worth of work.
That's fucking tragic. So the Patriots, rescued by their defense against the Chargers after old Marmalade throws a late pick.
Who called that one?
And Kenny sure as shit called that one.
Nailed it.
He goes, I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I have a feeling that old Marmalade's gonna throw one of those late game back-breaking picks. And sure as shit, that's what he did.
Yeah, I mean, because the Patriots' offense was moving up and down the field, but they couldn't get it in the end zone. They did not look good in the red zone.
Right.
And Brady did all he could, but, at the end of the day, he needs help around him. And then not only that, but Stephen Gostkowski, even with all the bad weather on the East Coast this past weekend, he missed 2 43-yarders.
Those are...
Yeah, and to be fair, I'll give Gostkowski the benefit of the doubt because there was some pretty nasty conditions towards the end of the game.
So watching the kicking on the East Coast during last week, all the way from Philly to New York, up to New England, the holders could not get a handle on the snap.
No.
So it was causing...
And not only that, but there was nasty crosswinds and crosswinds.
It was just a ridiculous... I'm not critical of any kicker who was kicking anywhere from D.C. up to New England. Up to Boston. If you were kicking in that weather, you were probably missing.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like Nick Folkitis.
No.
There's a kick my sister could make.
Put your motherfucking head back down.
Yeah, exactly.
So
the Chargers defense looked good against the Pats, but it's the Pats just willed that one.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And like Jordan Batamosi did a great job on Mike Evans. Or Mike Wallace, is it?
Mike Evans.
Who was the receiver?
Wallace.
No, like the young receiver for Vincent Jackson.
Vincent Jackson.
That shows you how much I care about the Chargers.
We don't care about the Chargers.
Nobody
Jordan
cares about the
Batamosi played like a shutdown corner this Sunday.
Nobody cares about the Chargers.
And not only that, Old Marmalade, who's expected to put up 400 yards, like he was like being touted as the fantasy quarterback to go to that last week. He was the first quarterback to not only be held under 300 yards by the Patriots this season, but under 200.
Yeah, and it still took a pick from him to steal the game for you.
Yeah,
but that's
they got bailed out by the defense.
It's a full defense. Bails people. Hey, look, if your defense can do it, fuck it. Just
I think the Pats are rounding into form finally.
We'll see. We will see. Right now, I'd say a game against Pittsburgh will solidify both of those.
Yeah, December 17th at Heinz Field. If they beat the Steelers, that's home field advantage right there.
Between that matchup right there determines who the AFC is going to.
I wonder, like, if you poll the average NFL fan, I wonder how many people would still think that the Chargers are in San Diego.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
I still think they're in San Diego.
Yeah, I still call them the San Diego Chargers.
I will too. I will always call them that because Spanos is an idiot.
Spanos is an idiot.
Yes.
All right, so the Saints beat the Bears in
a game that should have been over a lot earlier.
Yeah, the Bears.
They're just lucking their way into a lot of stuff.
I don't know. This is some... they won a game and their quarterback completed 4 passes the other week. It's such a weird thing.
Like Foxy's doing a great job. John Fox?
He was sucking it up at first, but I have to give it to him.
He's getting the most he can out of this team.
He is. I'm not mad at that.
I mean, they're not 3-13 bad like we thought. They might be 6-10 bad.
I guess, is that acceptably bad?
Still bad.
That's like just below mediocre as opposed to absolutely terrible.
So they're bad, but they're okay.
You see where I'm going with that?
I see where you're going with that. I get down with that.
Yeah, like there's room for optimism.
Room for optimism. Track it. Gotcha.
Whereas like you're Cleveland bad, then it's just why are you even?
Well, they're
like that. The Browns are an NAIA team. Okay, that's really bad.
All right.
That's below Division III.
So the Falcons managed to finally beat an AFC East team and beating the Jets during a monsoon.
Oh my God!
Maddie's team.
Oh man!
Team.
So they finally got a win against the AFC East opponent. I was actually hoping that the AFC East would run a table on the Falcons.
I know you were.
Not even like I'm not a fan of either, but just for the sheer. Just for the other heads exploding. I want to see that.
Like, how could they be this bad after going to the Super Bowl?
Because a lot of teams are bad after going to the Super Bowl.
Because Sarkisian's their offensive coordinator.
They lost their OC. That's a big thing.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
All right.
Your Birds.
The Eagles. All right, so the Eagles beat the Jets in the sloppy game. The Eagles did not play good football at all. I'm sorry, against the Niners. The Eagles did not play good football at all, but they still won by 23 points. Why?
They've got a mojo happening about them.
They do.
They can win even when they're not playing well.
Yep, Carson Wentz was able to get enough plays off. The offense was able to produce just enough. The defense, however, was studly.
Yeah.
2 interceptions, 1 return for 6, dozens of sacks and hits. Joe Staley went down with a fractured orbital bone. Fletcher Cox hit him high during the interception return by Jalen Mills when he scored his touchdown. He hit him high. His hand slipped through the face mask and hit him in the face, and it busted his face. Now, when I saw the injury, I just see Joe Thomas curled up on the turf, and I'm wondering what the fuck's going on. I see Fletcher Cox with the hands up, like, oh my God, I didn't do it, thing going on for him. So I think, all right, because the hit is not in plain view of the camera, it's just tracking the return. And I just see him, I take his helmet off, he's got this giant gash under his eye, and I'm like, Jesus, he got cut. What happened? Turns out he's not returning. Why? The orbital bone is fractured.
Yeah.
Wasn't no fine, no suspension.
It wasn't malicious.
It wasn't malicious. It was one of those bang bang hits. Like it happens. It's football. You got 300-pound dudes running into each other. Shit like that's bound to happen. So that was a huge loss for the Niners to lose their tackle. He's an All-Pro. But
I mean, how effective can you be with a third stringer?
Well, C.J. Beathard is not good.
No, and that's why the Niners traded for
he
Jimmy
looked
G.
Absolutely petrified during that game. I don't think I've seen a quarterback look that scared at Lincoln Financial Field since I watched Sam Bradford play there as an Eagle.
Burn!
Dude,
right.
That guy. Are you aware of what he's produced? His trade? All right, so we traded him to Minnesota, right? the picks we received from Minnesota have yielded us Derek Barnett and Jay Ajayi. He's the gift that keeps on giving, Sam Bradford.
It's like the Brooklyn trade for the Celtics.
Oh my God! It just keeps getting every year. It just gets better. All right.
Right. Yeah.
So the Panthers beat the Bucks. The Buccaneers are terrible.
Oh wow, they are so not who we thought they were. I thought they were a young team on the rise this season.
I did too. I was.
And Jameis, either he's playing hurt or he's regressing.
I think he's regressing. He's making bad reads. He's throwing bad footballs. He was dinged up, but everyone was dinged up.
And then not only that, they couldn't solve the kicker issue.
Tampa hasn't had a good kicker in years though.
Yeah, ever since Chromatica. And you know what happened with him?
Yeah, he hurt himself celebrating.
Yeah, he broke his leg celebrating.
That's just the damnedest injury
Martine
ever.
and Bill.
Right.
Martine was the one that broke his leg jumping up and down celebrating.
But I think Bill pulled a groin muscle in his leg celebrating. And I think the Cardinals lost their Grammatica to an injury too.
Huh.
Celebrating.
Wow. So, there it is. Oh my God, the game of the week, though, last week was in Seattle.
Seahawks and Texans. So, 850 combined passing yards. Russell Wilson threw for a bajillion.
Yeah, and so did Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson threw for another bajillion. The difference being...
Before he got hurt.
Deshaun Watson threw 4 picks?
3
picks. And Russell Wilson didn't throw any. And that's the difference maker. Because this was one of those games where the Seahawks defense was getting absolutely thrashed, which doesn't happen very often.
No.
And so Russell Wilson had to put on his cape and carry the team.
Seriously.
He
dragged him kicking and screaming to that win. And then not only that, the first pass that Watson threw was a 60-yard bomb for a touchdown. Like, I was like, dude, during our weekly Facebook Messenger chat while we were watching the games, I was like, Dirk, dude, bomb, 60 yards. And he's like, what? Holy shit.
Dude, Watson, his loss is huge. For the
game. And that's
going to be massive.
Even worse.
Honestly, those Texans games that he played in, those were some of the most entertaining games all season, period, for any team.
Yeah.
So his loss is big. Now we get to watch more stale-ass, fucking boring football.
This made the AFC South a 2-team race between Tennessee and Jacksonville.
Yep. So
which is crazy to even say.
The Cow Turds beat the Pigskins, who are at this point snatching people off the street to play offensive line for them.
Yeah, on a late pick 6, no less.
So it's like, all right, I watched that game. It was not a good game.
No.
Dallas didn't look exceptionally good. And Washington, considering all the injuries that they've had, they'd be lucky to look remotely competent.
I'll tell you right now, I was pissed off every time NFL Red Zone cut over to the Pigskins and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, I am watching the Texans and Seahawks, damn it.
Listen, bro, Kirk Cousins met like 3 of his linemen after the game.
In the parking lot?
And I guess, like, pleasant to meet you. Like, that's how bad they are right now. They've lost everyone on both sides of the ball. They lost a safety. They've lost cornerbacks. They've lost defensive linemen, offensive linemen. They lost a running back for the fucking year.
They lost this game to the Cowboys.
Yep. Pryor is garbage. Crowder's out now.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I did not see this happening to that team. I figured they'd be in the race. At least a little bit.
But... Yeah, we had a long debate over who was going to win the division, and you went Homer style with the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I criticized you for it, but look at you looking all brilliant and stuff.
Yay!
Well, he's not looking brilliant. He's looking Homerish, is what he's looking.
But it's panning out.
It is.
It is panning.
It works.
It worked. It worked.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That's Sex Panther.
Yes.
Nice.
I'll give you that. I did a clause and everything.
Yes, you did.
All right. The Steelers beat the Lions in Detroit without giving up a single fucking touchdown. The Lions.
They won 20-15.
Dude, Stafford had 423 yards of passing, no touchdowns.
Seriously, that's
crazy.
That's Detroit. That's Detroit. Like, that's the shit they'll do. Like, they'll throw a bajillion yards and not score. It's weird.
Yeah, it's like, it always made me laugh. Like whenever Michaels and Collinsworth would reference the fact that the Steelers won a Super Bowl in there. It's like, yeah, that was over 10 years ago. The only player with any familiarity with that team and that game
is Roethlisberger.
Exactly, Rapisberger.
Yes,
I'll allow
Rapisberger.
I'll allow it. All right, so the Broncos lost to the Chiefs.
Oh my God!
Football.
That was the ugliest crappy.
The Broncos is our ugly team. After committing 5 turnovers and bringing in Bork Asswater to finish the game, who's now their starter, by the way.
Yeah, like, how bad do you have to be to replace Trevor Siemian with Bork Assweiler?
Well,
you're the Broncos.
Remember Tom Savage's job in Houston was to not be Bork Assweiler, and he was Bork Assweiler for all of half an hour and got benched as a result. So, yeah. All right, and the Bills in the Thursday night game looked pretty bad in the snoop against the Jets.
I know, like the Jets got out to a 34-7 lead.
So,
are the Jets decent?
I'm asking for. I'm curious.
This was a team that was expected to
Just
go 0-16.
Yeah, they were, and they won some games.
They're 4-5.
I don't get it.
They're hanging around in the wild card race. I don't understand. I need to understand. How could we have been so wrong about the Jets? Or are they just? Do they have that kind of competitive spirit? And is Todd Bowles that good of a coach?
Could be both. I mean, they traded away a lot of talent. They lost more talent to injury. Yeah. And yet, in spite of all these things, to where it looked like they were going to no shit overtly tank.
Like McCown is playing decently.
Playing decent.
Yeah. Who thunk it?
Shit, man.
Heck, they were an overturned touchdown from being above 500.
Bruh.
There.
Jets.
Just end the season.
Just end the season. All right, so.
The suffering.
So, all right, this week's
uneducated prediction.
Yes. All right, so starting off with the Ravens versus the Titans. I have the Titans taking that one 20-16.
Dork says Ravens 13, Titans 12, because I don't see that much offense happening.
No. All right, Gianni, who you feel is going to win this game just based off of you not watching anything in the season?
Yeah. I'll go Ravens. Why not?
Fuck it. Ratbirds it is, I guess. All right, so
we got to support the local team.
Fuck the local teams. All right, so the Bucks versus the Saints, formerly known as the Aints, but definitely the Saints again.
Yeah, the Saints' defense is bringing it.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to bring in this game as well. I have them taking this game against Tampa, 28-10. I have them winning that game.
I'm of the same thought here, 34-3.
34-3.
I'm always going to go with Drew. As long as Drew's on the field, they got a chance.
Yeah, Brady's going to catch him.
Gotcha. All right, Rams versus Giants. I have the Rams taking this game. All right, just a fun fact. The Rams benched Janoris Jenkins, their best cornerback, for reasons.
Reasons?
That's it. I don't know why.
Undisclosed violation of team rules?
Something. Yes, an undisclosed
Earth,
violation
Wind, and Fire
of team
type
policy.
reasons? What type of reasons?
Like just suspended him. Like he suspended indefinitely the same way they suspended DRC. So I guess he told McAdoo he was a shit sandwich the same way that DRC did. And McAdoo got all of his feelings and went to go sit in his van and listen to Metallica. And then
the van down by the river?
The van down by the river. That's where he lives.
Yeah. He lives there.
When he's not coaching or parking cars, that's where he lives. That's what he does.
Does he give motivational speeches?
No, he doesn't.
Shouldn't.
He shouldn't. But he suspended Janoris Jenkins for God knows what, so I'm sure we'll hear about it.
Yeah, he's lost that locker room.
He's lost the locker room. They're done. They're totally done. They're lucky to win another game.
Fire of dumpster after.
They will not win this game because the Rams are doing pretty good. So 35-13 Rams for me.
I'm going to go 27-7 because who the fuck does Eli have to throw to?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I don't know their names either.
There's that Ingram kid.
I don't think he knows their names.
He might not.
Hey, receivers meeting. Bro, who are you again?
All right. So the Eagles versus the Broncos, right? So I have the Eagles taking this one 27-17, but I'm honestly not sold on the Broncos offense or Broncos scoring 17 points.
I was going to say, dude, they have fucking Brock Osweiler as their starting quarterback.
Yes. However, the defense,
Boric acid.
Their defense.
Bork Assweiler.
Their defense is still good. I believe that for Carson.
The no-fly zone?
For Carson Wentz, this would be the realest game he's played this season.
Because him and Von Miller are going to get real familiar.
Well, Vaughn's already called Lane Johnson the best right tackle in football. So he's not excited about matching up against Lane. The thing is, on the other side, you have Vitae. So you could probably see Von Miller switch, but his strength is that defensive left side. That's his strength.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do with that. That's a chess match.
So this is like the Old Spice commercial where Vaughn says, I need to make things harder, so he's going to play the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, if they don't get a defensive touchdown, then I can see this game just ending 10-27.
So because I've got the Eagles winning 20-3 based on that too. Like I don't see the Broncos saving Bork.
The Eagles also have the longest active streak of scoring 20 points or more in a game.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, and they've got something going this year. It's going to be interesting to see when they get in the playoffs how well that works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last time they had something this interesting going was 2004, and we all saw how that turned out.
Hey, going to the Super Bowl
ouch.
And having an asterisk next to your loss isn't that bad of a deal.
Yeah. So, but they don't take away trophies.
You're right, they don't. Not to mention McNabb yakking during the thing that happened, and T.O. definitely didn't fucking help, at least from the public. Like if you hear T.O. tell
he
it,
just talked too much shit.
Well, if you hear T.O. tell it, T.O.'s an all-world team player.
Yeah,
and I honestly think that the truth is somewhere in between. I don't think McNabb's hands were clean and all that.
Well, like let's just face it. Like when you get the Patriots flapping their wings, when you have Earthwind Moreland playing shutdown corner,
it actually wasn't T.O. that talked all this shit. You want to know who talked all this shit? Fucking Freddie Mitchell.
Who was that?
Fred X. Yeah, I know.
Freddie talked all that shit. That's all he was good for. He didn't produce shit.
The Patriots had wide receivers playing defensive back in that game.
But
Troy Brown.
Troy Brown was a damn good defensive back, though.
I know.
He was damn good.
They had Earthwind Moreland and Randall Gay.
Look,
who were never heard from again after that game.
Hey, it's what it is.
Neither has Freddie Mitchell has not been really heard of either.
Nope, he's in jail for a tax fraud. So I've been I try because the Eagles stuff. I get the news. I've seen it. Yeah. Freddie Mitchell got himself into some federal level shenanigans.
Jerk.
Yeah, this is the first round draft pick out of UCLA. He had more nicknames than he had receptions. That's all I gotta say for him. Fuck him.
Damn.
Speaking of teams who blew it in the Super Bowl, how about the Falcons? They're dirt.
All right, Falcons versus Panthers. I don't trust the Falcons. I don't trust the Panthers, considering they just traded Kelvin Benjamin. But I have the Falcons winning this one, 25-23. Close one. I
have it being a little more lopsided. I think the Falcons finally find their groove on offense and, make Sarkisian look competent for a week. 34-17.
Fair. Bengals versus Jaguars. Jaguars 21, Bengals 9, and old Red Rocket has a tough day getting hit.
Yeah, I think he's going to eat a lot of turf, but I think the Jags are going to eke this one out 17-13.
All right, Gianni, where you at on that one?
I'll go with the Jags. I'm still, though, having a little trouble with the Jags actually being halfway good.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
Are we still asking?
I can't wrap my brain around that yet.
It's hard to reconcile, but
it is. I told you though, Doug Marrone would have them back up and running.
It's a thing.
Him and Tom Coughlin.
Yep. All right. So Texans versus Colts. The loss of Deshaun Watson is going to be entirely.
It's going to be
felt. It's
hurting my feelings.
It's backbreaking. So I have the Texans losing this one.
Not only that, but Jacoby Brissett's been playing very well.
Right. I think the Colts are due for a win inside the division. I think the Texans are ripe for a loss. 14-17 Colts.
And not only that, but Houston never wins in Indy. So I'm going to go 2016 Colts.
Interesting. All right. Gianni?
I'm going to go with the Colts. I think the J.J. Watt injury was one thing, and now you've gotten the backbreaker with Deshaun. What else do they have?
Well, they lost Merciless as well in the same game they lost Watt.
Yeah.
So they've been losing
stretched
players
thinner
for
and thinner.
Season. Like I said, look, that all IR team could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Could win the Super Bowl. All right, so moving to the Cardinals and Niners, I believe the Niners get their first win in this game.
I do too.
I think the Niners take this one, 24-12 Niners.
I'm going to go 23-20 because the Niners are going to make it more dramatic than it needs to be.
Yeah, I think the loss of Joe Staley, I think the Cardinals defense isn't good enough to make that difference with that.
Chandler Jones can only do so much.
I don't think they have anyone at a defensive backfoot that can
Well, not only that, but Drew Stanton at quarterback.
He's terrible. But
he's awful.
I don't think that the Cardinals can handle Pierre Garçon. Period.
No.
Or their running back.
Yeah, but I also think that Adrian Peterson keeps them in the game long enough for this to be dramatic.
If he goes off, then it swings to the Cardinals. But I don't see him going off.
I don't see him going off like old school.
I watched that Niners front frustrate the shit out of the Eagles.
Yeah.
So and the Eagles' offensive line is not bad at all. So I don't see the Cardinals' offensive line is bad. So I see the Niners getting a win.
I do too. I do too.
Pigskin versus Seahawks in Seattle.
Bring out the 12s.
All right, 14-24 Seahawks. I have them winning that game. It might be worse.
Yeah, I think it is going to be worse.
Are riddled with really bad injuries right now. They've got more people on the injured roster than on the active roster. So I don't see it going well for them. It could definitely get lopsided, but I just don't think it will. I don't think it will.
Yeah. Man, we are agreeing way too much this week.
These games are pretty cut and dry.
Pretty cut and dry, though. Yeah. Seahawks. The Seahawks winning 30-17.
Yep. All right. So Cowboys versus Chiefs. They're playing
the Chiefs.
Kansas City. Oh yeah, they're playing Kansas City. Ezekiel Elliott is playing this game. He should have been suspended, but he's not. And due to him not being suspended and the weaknesses that the Chiefs have in their run defense, I still have the Cowboys losing 24-27, but it's going to be closer than it should be. I think Alex Smith is going to have his way with that defensive secondary, and I think they're going to do well enough against Dallas's pass rush to allow him to make some plays outside the pocket and to make some plays with his legs on a run.
All right.
Yeah, and I think you always have to go with Kansas City at home. Arrowhead,
Arrowhead's a natural
like
advantage.
Those fans.
Yeah,
there's nothing like those fans.
Tough place to play if you're a visiting team.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Chiefs 24-23.
Fair.
I thought about it. I toyed with the idea of taking the Cowboys in this game because of Zeke playing, but it's at Arrowhead.
He's not in that.
If it's at Jerry World, I'm taking the Cowboys here.
All right, but it's not. So
it's not. So I'm taking the Chiefs.
Gotcha. Raiders versus Dolphins.
Who can suck more?
Honestly, the Raiders 27, Dolphins 13. They get beast mode back. The Dolphins are in total disarray right now.
Yeah, they are.
Gase is trying to take control of the locker room. He jettisoned malcontent to a winning team to teach him a lesson.
Teach him that lesson.
That'll teach him.
So
I don't know where it's going to go. I have the Raiders taking 27-13 though.
I'm going to take the Raiders by 2 touchdowns as well, 31-17.
Wow, Gianni.
Yeah, I'll go with the Raiders.
All right, just Lions versus Packers. This one's being played in Lambeau. However, the Packers are not.
Drop the mystique.
Listen.
Yeah, well, they dropped it with Aaron.
Yeah, Brett Hundley sucks.
If only there was an experienced quarterback available that been through Super Bowl.
If only somebody.
Somebody
could come.
Who could come in and win some games
and they
for
could
us
sign. That maybe would be a Super Bowl level quarterback. I don't know
one
how they
that
could
had been to a Pro Bowl or have been selected for a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that too. Set playoff rushing records by a quarterback.
Yeah, something. If only there was a guy like
that.
Anyway.
I don't see there being one.
Yeah, so I have the Lions winning this one 17-9.
I've got the Lions in a bit more of a route, 27-10, because the Packers defense is smoke and mirrors. Yes, Stafford will throw a touchdown.
Yes, I believe he will throw.
You think?
Touchdown. He will throw a touchdown against that defense. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what time it is, sir.
Yeah.
Time for that shitty beer of the week. Greetings, I'm Dirk Digley of the Philadelphia Digglers.
And I'm Kenneth Dorksworth of the Connecticut Dorksworth.
And we are here to give you Dirk Digley's shitty game time beer of the week.
And it's not that shitty.
It's not. It's not at all. So
it's Dos Equis.
It's Dos Equis.
Yeah.
Hey, look, the most interesting beer in the world for the most interesting show in the world right here.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
We already got them open, but let's give it a taste test and let's give it a rundown. Okay.
I once sipped this beer just to fill up a segment on a shitty sports show.
Indeed. Indeed. So, it is said that when you open one of these, an angel gets its wings.
It is said that if you open enough of these, you could will the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
We got to open enough of the damn things.
Wow.
All right.
You'd have to open enough for a win first. I mean, you got to get on the board.
So there's this woman at the Browns games who sits there at like 30-yard line every game getting pounded. Old woman, just getting shit hammered every game. And they always show her, and she's always there. That's a fan.
That is a fan.
That is a fan.
That is.
But like Dos Equis. Is it a game time beer? Yeah. This is a tasty beer. It's not. I put it below Stella. It's not as good as a Stella to me. The Especial, the brown bottle, is good. I think the brown bottle is a better beer
than the green bottle.
But the green bottle, which is what we're drinking right now, is adequate. It's a suitable beer. It's better than your Budweiser, your Miller Lite, and shit like that.
Especial.
It's definitely not going to invoke a lot of thought. You're not going to sit there and process the beer. It is enjoyable. It is an enjoyable beer.
You will feel interesting drinking it.
And you may feel interesting. You may not be interesting, but you'll feel interesting drinking it.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's a game time beer, man. They're not strong enough to put you down. You can sit here and just consume these things, leisurely, and you'll be fine.
But you don't have to pour it out.
No, we're not.
No, it's a nice house edge. Thank you.
Oh, God.
I'll take a swig just to forget it.
Yeah, God, just drink memory away. So,
Pain.
Are you guys having flashbacks?
Yeah.
We're having sympathy pains for each other here.
Yeah, here it is. So, yeah. All right. So if you're gonna do something for the game, a dose of Keys is fine. Would I choose this over Hams?
Hell no.
I like the price point of Hams.
Hams is still the winner.
Hams is pretty for a cheap, no shit, shitty beer. Hams is good.
I know. We love Hams. Please sponsor us.
I know, right? Party with Hams.
Dirt Diggler's Shitty Sports Show brought to you by Hams.
Brought to you by Hams, where we encourage you to party with Hams.
That's right.
Well, that's us trying for an endorsement deal.
So,
right
hey,
there.
man, I see the signal.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Hot take of the week.
Holy super shitty indefensible hot takes, Diggler. What are we gonna do now?
Gianni, Dork, to the take mobile. Okay, hold on. I guess I just gotta get this started. Hold on. It takes a minute. It's kind of old. All right.
Really?
All right. I think. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. All right. So
It's coming.
it's
Are
right
we ready?
here. This is it. Hot take of the week.
All right.
So considering that you have Kraft and Jones and McNair and several other owners that haven't been named yet, having to turn over documents, records, emails, cell phones, and here's what you get: the cell phones and emails. Some poor paralegal is going to see more photos of cocaine, dead hookers, and old man balls than they ever thought they would.
Or wanted to.
Or wanted to.
I don't want to see old man balls, that's for sure.
I don't want to see any of those things. I don't want to see cocaine, dead hookers, or old man balls.
I mean, all I can think of is that Adam Sandler skit where all of the guys are talking or getting thrown out of the band systematically one by one, but after talking about the time they slept with a 60-year-old guy. And
Ew.
yeah, and it's like I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be interesting to see what all things remain on those phones.
Like, what kind of secrets are going to come out?
I
hope those paralegals get paid like really big bonuses for this bullshit.
They probably will, because having to sift through 1,000 sex from an 80-year-old guy, probably pretty traumatizing.
Ugh.
And even though I didn't know Jerry Jones was married for like till recently because of how much philandering this guy was doing. But
Oh my God.
he's married and has been for years. I'm like, really?
Well, Steven was born in wedlock.
I didn't know he was married. I fucking didn't know, because this guy's
I
out there
sure didn't.
fucking acting like a billionaire cheap whore. It's
Like, yeah,
whatever,
it's like
man.
he out there drinking.
Well, he is a
Manziel.
billionaire cheap whore, so I mean, what the hell?
That is true. But that's my take. All right, Dork, what's your take?
Well, shifting gears to a sport we never cover on this show, I'm going to talk about hockey. Hockey! Go Bruins.
Go Flyers.
Yeah, fuck you and your 3-0 deficit overcome. Boston Bruins go a week without an injury. And I quantify that with the fact that this team has been seeing more freak accidents and injuries this season than they have in like 6 years combined.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point where I keep waiting for somebody to whack on Patrice Bergeron's leg like a la Nancy Kerrigan.
But why?
Damn.
Why?
That's so messed up.
Because, you know, if you can keep the Bruins out of the playoffs, I guess. I don't know.
I guess that's why.
Yeah, because the Flyers would do that, those Broad Street bullies.
We certainly, it would. Oh, yeah, we would. Okay, so I'm okay with that, though. Like, I'm okay with being the bad guy. Like,
I know.
I embrace that shit.
I embrace it more now than ever.
You should. You should.
Because, quite frankly, Boston is the center of all evil in the universe, and we were not giving that up.
I thought it was New York.
No, we took that title from New York, too.
Fair.
Really?
That's
Fair.
right.
Fair.
Well, look at all the titles
All
we're
right.
winning and all the misery we're causing.
All right, Gianni, your take.
So with Papa John's losing all the money, I think that they're going to go out of business, and I think that Peyton Manning is going to have to start hawking Little Caesars.
Oh.
I'm here for that. I want to see that.
Pizza.
I'm here
Yes.
for that. So, hey, something I've been forgetting to mention over the last couple of weeks. Several of our Marine buddies have babies on the way.
Wow.
So,
Oh wow.
I wanted to give them an announcement. So Bolton's got a beautiful baby girl on the way. Congratulations to
Congratulations
David Bolton
on
and
your princess.
his lady, his family. I hope you enjoy that child. To Vern King.
Vern.
Vern is expecting his third child at this point. I believe he's got 2 sons already. I believe this is a girl that he's got coming on the way. So
Yeah.
congratulations to Angie and Vern on
Nice.
your pending childbirth. I know it's they're gonna do fine. I think both of these folks are going to do just fine with their babies. I've
got one I need to mention because one of the affected parties is a loyal listener of ours.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, Andrew Pelletier.
Yeah.
He and my sister have been married for 11 years now. Congrats. And keep listening to the show. We love you guys, you crazy bastards. Yeah. And your 2 kids, and they're pig-piling on Uncle Kenny and causing me pain.
All right. So, yeah, I wanted to do that. So, I watch Facebook, and I'm still connected with several of my old Marines from back in the day. Not a whole lot of them, because,
No, a lot of them outed themselves as pieces of shit.
They certainly did in recent years. So
yeah.
But there's some cool ones, and those are the guys that I know have babies on the way right now, and I'm excited for them. Like, this will be David's first, I believe.
Yeah, it's Dave's first.
So he's a
Rhymes
Jets
on
fan.
deck.
Rhymes on deck. He's a Jets fan. We make fun of him, but I guess we have to stop for now.
Well, because I think are they good? Did we ever get a confirmation?
I'm going to have to phone.
We were asking for our friend.
We were asking for people.
Yeah.
And so, hey, listeners, are the Jets good? Are they good? Seriously, tell us that they're good. Explain to us why you believe they're good. Hit us up at dirtdiggler2023@gmail.com
or kmp278@gmail.com
so that we can go over that because I want to know. Like, there's so many teams that I don't know if they're good or not, and I really would like to know what the consensus.
Seriously, I thought the Jets would be 0-9 at this
I did as well. I did the Jaguars would be a trash can fire, but they're winning games too with a stout defense that I didn't see coming.
We were so wrong about this season, 2017. You are weird.
You're weird. So
you're weirder.
Yeah.
All right. Either way. So Gianni, any parting shots?
Yeah, we're working on Indie Film. We're working on getting some more promotion out there, and we're thinking that with all this lovely Harvey Weinstein, people are going to be voting for the ladies a little bit more and listening to us. So
hopefully so.
Yeah.
The Kevin Spacey shit really fucked me up. I didn't see that coming.
I didn't.
Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Danny
Well,
Masterson.
I kind of sort of did.
Danny Masterson.
Yeah, and they still, yeah.
Yeah.
Hollywood is full of craziness right now.
But I like the fact that people are feeling bold enough to call out this sort of thing, whereas they would have just let it slide, and that's just boys being boys.
Well, the repercussions, there's always the repercussions were always going to be felt, but either way, that's...
And I'm glad they're finally being felt.
That's for another show.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so, hey, listen, listeners, we love you. All right, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on Instagram. We're on YouTube, we're on Mixcloud, we're on SoundCloud, right? Dirk Diggler's Shitty Sports Show. Dirt.
And we're off
Digglers.
next week, right, for vets?
Yeah, we're going to take next week off.
Because there are 2 veterans on the show.
So we got a couple of vets, and we're going to celebrate ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to thank me and Kenny for our service.
I'm going to thank you and me for our service, too.
Yeah.
Yes, I think
we're going to hit up Applebee's and demand our free lunch.
I'm taking no part in that. Gianni, you had something?
No, it was I'm celebrating y'all and all the vets. My cousin Julio, who is a lifer. My friend Aaron, who's just retired from the Navy. So bless y'all.
You don't forget Pierre. Remember Pierre Hall? Big ass head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Marine as well. He's in Texas. He works. He's out there with his family. So we're going to celebrate him and he's a listener. In fact, the guy who sent us emails is he found out from the show from Pierre.
Yeah.
He's a coworker. So yeah, we're growing. I still think we're doing rookie numbers right now. We got to pump these numbers up.
Yeah, seriously, we're middling here.
Got to pump these numbers up, yo.
Yeah. Well, let's not artificially inflate them though.
No.
Yes.
All right, so hey, listen.
Then we'll come back down to the size, and that's just not okay.
But listen, hey, as always, it's been real. It's been fun.
It's been real fun.
It's been real fun.
It has been. Dirt Diggler,
the Dork,
and
Gianni out.